Do you remember the first time you ever felt the anguish in your soul? That feeling of knowing that someone close to you, someone intimate in your life has betrayed you. That feeling of, just that gross, sickening feeling deep down that says maybe they aren't coming home. Maybe they're seeing someone else. Maybe they aren't being true to who I thought they were. Oh, it's a sickening feeling, and it goes deep. It's not just like someone hurt you, but it's something more than that, something far, far deeper, because when you build that relationship with someone, there's a trust, there's an honesty that is there. And then when it's broken, you're left with this sense of what has happened. So I was on staff at a church, and I was leading our college worship team, and I'm up there with my acoustic guitar, and to my side is my friend, one of my best friends, and he's on the electric guitar, and then to my other side is another great friend of mine whose name was also Ethan, so we called ourselves the Ethans, and we released 2 pop albums, and no, that wasn't our jam. We were totally different, but so we're up there, and we're just practicing. We're going through the songs, and then my phone lights up, and this is practice, and so I wait till the end of the song, and I realize it's a text message from my friend who's standing right here. He's like, right there, and he texted me, and I was like, that's weird, all right. So I look at my text message, and it says, dude, Ethan is driving me nuts. I cannot stand his leading. He is so frustrating and such a bad lead. And it just went on and on. And so, we'll take the next song. Let's turn down the electric. We don't need that for the song. Shake it off. But it's like, what do you do? What do you do in that? And quickly I was putting the pieces together in my head. Oh, this was meant for that, Ethan. Oh, that's great. Good to know. So here I am, like leading this team, and one of my best friends just accidentally sends me something that cut me to the core. And I'm like, well, what do you do with that? You see, and I say that story, and we all resonate with that because there's been times in all of our lives where we've experienced that because it's a universal story. It's an ancient story. It's part of Israel's story. You see, they had this special relationship with God. They had this special connection with God. And then all of the sudden, according to 2 Kings, which gives us a little bit of context for where this passage that David read, where this falls. You see, in 2 Kings, what had happened is Babylon had besieged the city, and they had taken it over, and they had destroyed the city. They had killed several people in the city, and the other ones, they put hooks through their noses and marched them to Babylon. They destroyed the temple, the house of the Lord. And then, to make matters worse, somewhere along the road on the journey, they said, hey, Israel, sing us some of those old hymns. Sing us some of those spiritual songs about the temple. Do you remember the ones about how the temple would never fall? How God would never leave you? Do you remember those ones? Yes, sing it for us. I'm forgetting the tune. Would you remind me how it goes? Yeah. And somewhere along the way, someone decided to put down a few honest thoughts. You see, I love the Psalms that say, God, lead me beside still waters. God, lead me to the green pastures. But I need some passages that say some stuff like this. That say, God, I've hung up my harp. I can't keep doing this. So like I said, I worked at at a church for about 6.5 years. And just 2 years ago, I stepped down to work in the secular world. And so now I'm in the coffee industry, which is totally different than church because you are working with people and talking to people and interacting with people and serving people. Very, very different world. But one of the things I've learned being in the coffee world is you have this new level of relationship with people that you didn't have being on staff at a church. You see, when I talk to people and they come up to me, they'll say things like, I am so mad at God. Or they'll say things like, I don't go to church anymore. I used to do that. Or, yeah, I tried the God thing. It wasn't for me. I got really hurt in that. I don't remember hearing those for the first times and being kind of like, whoa, can you say that? Like, be careful. Like, but when 2017 came, my life changed a lot, and I experienced a lot, and I realized that deep down inside of me, there was a lot of hurt, and a lot of anger, and a lot of bitterness. But being the good Christian I was, and attending church all the time, and doing the right things, I had the conversations you have every Sunday morning. Doing great, how are you? Oh, another great day. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, things are going well. And you put this mask on to show something that you're not really feeling. Now, in 2004, my brother and I, we kind of co-worked this job together. It was at Metro North Mall, and I remember going there to the mall, and we would go down these hallways that would twist and turn, and there were all these doors. And then finally we got into a room where the suit was hanging on the wall. And I'm not talking about a 3-piece suit with a matching tie. I'm talking about a suit that was white and furry with matching overalls that were this light green color. And then you put on the suit, and you would take the bunny head and set it on. Yes, I was the Easter Bunny. And my job was to wear this heavy suit, this heavy helmet of a mask, and sit on a chair where kids would come up, most of the time begrudgingly as they were crying, and their parents would say, look good for these pictures that we're going to send out to the family. And they're crying and squirming and telling you what they want for Easter and weird things. And all of a sudden, they would be sitting there, and inside, I'm sitting there, and I'm sweating, and I'm tired, and I'm exhausted, and I'm frustrated, and I'm just ready to get out of the costume, but I'm still there. But all these people see, all the photographer sees is this big old bunny that's happy to have a picture taken with a big smile on its face, because that's what bunnies do. So, but inside, I'm like, oh, I can't take it anymore. But as I look back on that, as I reflect back on that time, I think of how appropriate that metaphor is for how I feel in church sometimes. That deep inside, there's this screaming and this like tearing to get out, and you're frustrated and things aren't going well, and you're kind of mad at God. And I'm not talking about theodicy. I'm not talking about the justice of God. I'm not talking about things from an academic perspective, because sometimes we feel things at an emotional, personal perspective that kind of sometimes discounts our academic, theological perspective. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean it's true. I'm saying sometimes I'm not capable of feeling what I believe. So my question for us is, are there masks that we are wearing? Because what I have learned and what I have been learning is true worship, authentic, real worship, doesn't stem from just being happy or singing the right songs or going to the right school or raising your hands at the right time. True, authentic worship stems from brutal, raw honesty of saying, God, this is where I am. Being able to be completely honest and vulnerable and say, I just don't know. God, I just don't get it right now. I am broken and I am frustrated. Do I love the theology of this hymn? There's a lot of things in this hymn, or in this psalm where I'm like, whoa, I can't believe they said that. Like, yikes. But I love this psalm. This psalm has gotten me through so much because there are Monday mornings after I've been at church on Sunday where I say, God, I am hanging up my harp because I can't do it today. There are Wednesday afternoons where I say, God, I'm not singing the songs of Zion anymore because I just can't do it. You see, I need to know it's okay to have these moments because this is where it starts. Out of this honesty. And so now when I have people that come up and that I talk to and they say, I don't believe this about God, I get excited inside because I'm like, you are just so close to something amazing. And it seems like people come up to me all the time. They're like, yeah, I'm mad at God. I don't want anything to do with God. And I get so excited because that's where the beauty starts. I think our worship really starts from this place of raw, authentic honesty. So today, as you sit, as you reflect, as you listen, as you hear many different messages, as you go throughout your day and throughout your week, would you be honest with yourself and what you're really feeling? Would you put down the masks that you feel so much pressure to wear? And would your worship stem from your honesty? Thank you.